everyone, this is Dr. Nishanu Jumuddin. Let's have a look into what is cryptocurrency in detail. A cryptocurrency is a digital or online or virtual currency that uses cryptography for its security. A cryptocurrency is called as a decentralized currency. The meaning of that is it is not controlled by any third party. The government nor any other institutions has a control on a cryptocurrency transaction. For example, if you see in WhatsApp, we have something called as end-to-end encryption, which protects the user from the messages not being leaked or hacked. Similarly, while a cryptocurrency transactions, let's say for example, a Bitcoin transaction is taking place, it offers a high-end level of security through the usage of cryptography. Some of the most common examples of cryptocurrency include Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, etc. Let's have a look into what is Bitcoin in detail. Bitcoin is the first and the most well-known cryptocurrency that was created in the year 2008-9. So Bitcoin is basically invented by a group of people, in fact unknown people, using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. And this Bitcoin was basically released as an open source software in the year 2009. And Bitcoin is considered to be the first decentralized cryptocurrency in the whole world. Now, this Bitcoin again, since it uses cryptography or it comes under cryptocurrency, it has no single administrator and the currency can be sent online or electronically from user to user on the peer-to-peer Bitcoin network without the need for any middlemen or intermediaries. The transactions that are happening through Bitcoins, they are verified by network node through cryptography. And these all transactions are recorded in a public distributed ledger and that is called as blockchain in simple term. So this is called as Bitcoin in simple term. So apart from Bitcoin, the various other Bitcoins, the various other cryptocurrencies are Ethereum, Litecoin, etc. Now, it is very important to know another subcategory or a related current affairs of Bitcoin called as Bitcoin Cash or BCH. So Bitcoin Cash, like Bitcoin, is also a cryptocurrency that was created as a result of hard fork from Bitcoin in the year 2017. Now, the only difference between a Bitcoin and a Bitcoin Cash, that is BCH, is that if Bitcoin has a capacity, a larger block size of let's say 1 MB, the Bitcoin Cash has a larger block size limit of 8 MB. Thereby, this Bitcoin Cash, because of the larger block size it has of 8 MB, it will enable for a faster and cheaper transactions to happen. That is a major difference between a Bitcoin and a Bitcoin Cash. And thus, it is said that Bitcoin Cash or BCH is considered by some experts to be a purer version of Bitcoin because it adheres more closely to the original version of Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer or one-to-one electronic cash system. So this is what you should know with regard to Bitcoin. Now, moving on to the cryptocurrency. So as I told you, this cryptocurrency functions through a technology called as blockchain technology. So before going much into the details of cryptocurrency, you should also know what is a blockchain technology. So what is a blockchain technology? So basically, a blockchain technology is a public ledger. Public ledger in the context that it also allows to record transactions across a network of computers. In simple terms, blockchain technology is a decentralized digital or online ledger that records transactions across a network of computers. And now each block in the chain, they contains a number of transactions. And every time a new transaction occurs on the blockchain, what happens? A record of these transactions is added to every participant's ledger, whoever is involved, the sender and the receiver. And now blockchain technology is also a decentralized technology, which means nobody controls this particular usage, controls the usage of this particular technology like a government or any other institution. It is completely private in nature. So thus, the decentralized nature of blockchain technology ensures that no single entity can alter, change or delete any previous transactions that has occurred. Thereby, this shows what? It provides a high level or a high degree of security and transparency during transaction. And thus, this blockchain is basically the foundation of cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin. But it is essentially important to understand that there are so many potential uses beyond online or digital currency using a blockchain. Blockchain can also be used for various other purposes in nutshell. Now, having said that, let's have a quick look into what are the various functions of cryptocurrency, or how does this cryptocurrency generally works. If you see the transactions with cryptocurrency, what happens when a Bitcoin transactions happens, what happens is that they are recorded on a public digital or online ledger called as blockchain. Now, this ledger where the transactions are recorded, they are maintained by a network of computers around the world, and each new transaction is verified and then later they are added to the blockchain by these computers. Now, this decentralized and use of cryptocurrency makes it difficult for anyone to alter, manipulate the currency or the transactions which are recorded on the blockchain. So this shows that cryptocurrency transactions are safest as a whole. But at the same time, if you see, when there is no authority to control or look over cryptocurrency, sometimes too much of a good thing will also turn to be poisonous, we say. Similarly, this cryptocurrency will also turn to have its own negative impact when no administrative control is imposed on it. But the entire functioning of cryptocurrency is in such a way that no single entity has a control over it. So now, how can an individual or a business use cryptocurrency? For example, you or me, we want to use cryptocurrency. What do? Since it is a digital or an online transaction, it cannot be used with any transfer of coins. Rather, there is a method of doing it. So now, to use a cryptocurrency, the individuals or the business, initially they must acquire a digital or an online wallet like your Swiggy wallet, Amazon wallet, UPI wallet. Similarly, you store funds or money into it, right? So similarly, to use cryptocurrency, initially we have to acquire a digital wallet. And this digital wallet is actually a software program that stores the user's public and private keys. Now, these public and private keys of the user are used to send and receive cryptocurrency. And these keys are also used to verify the transactions on the blockchain. So this is how a user can obtain cryptocurrency such as bitcoins. Now, how can the users acquire cryptocurrency? Now, to use cryptocurrency, I told you there must be a digital wallet. But now if the users want to use cryptocurrency means, then they can use a cryptocurrency through a process called as mining. And this process called as mining, it involves using computer power to solve complex mathematical equations. That's it. Once you do it, you are eligible to use the cryptocurrencies through the process of mining. That's it. This is the most simplified way of using or getting a cryptocurrency by a user. Now, what is actually the status of cryptocurrency in a country, India? What is the legal status? Do you think a government has appreciated or have accepted the use of cryptocurrency? Definitely no. The Reserve Bank of a country, India, stood strongly against the use of cryptocurrency. They even said that the private cryptocurrencies must be banned. But then, after imposing so many restrictions and other perspectives, the private cryptocurrencies can run in the country, but with lot of restrictions that have been imposed, because the government or the RBI is not in favor of cryptocurrencies to flow freely in our country. So now, let's have a look into what is the legal status of cryptocurrency. To talk about the legal status of cryptocurrency in our country, India, currently it is in a state of flux. Because if you see, the Reserve Bank of India, as I told you, was not in favor of cryptocurrency because it is a decentralized process. No central authority is able to look into what is actually happening in the transactions through cryptocurrencies, right? So now the RBI issued several warnings against the use of cryptocurrencies, stating that it poses a lot of risk to investors, and these cryptocurrencies are not a legal tender. They are not fiat currencies. They don't have a legal tender status. In fact, they went to Supreme Court also and they filed a complaint. And then, if you see, you won't believe when RBI released a circular saying that we have to ban all the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and all. In 2018, Supreme Court struck down the circular put forward by RBI, which bans financial institutions from dealing in digital or cryptocurrencies. So now this has actually led to a very strong resentment or a very strong debate between the Supreme Court and RBI. So slowly and gradually, after 2 years, what did RBI do is, with the help of Government of India, in the year 2022, the RBI told them that something has to be done and we cannot make these cryptocurrencies legal in our country, or a strong restrictions has to be placed in the usage, because no authority is able to control its transaction. It can lead to a lot of potential threat or risk. So in 2022, the Government of India mentioned in the Union Budget of 2022-23 that cryptocurrencies can be used, but the transfer of any virtual or online currency or cryptocurrency asset will hereafter be subjected to a tax deduction of 30%, which means if anybody wants to use cryptocurrency, you can use it, but you pay 30% tax and you use it. So this was the restrictions imposed on the usage of cryptocurrency by a government. And thus, alongside, the government also planned to set up a panel to explore what are the potential uses of blockchain technologies, because through blockchain technology only cryptocurrency was created. So now blockchain technology can also be utilized for other purposes. As I told you before, it has so many potential uses apart from digital currencies. So what did the central bank, what did the government of our country do? They said that let us use the very same blockchain technology, let us explore the possibilities, and let's have our own cryptocurrency but with a centralized control. So using the very same blockchain technology as a pilot project, the Government of India came up with CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, which means it is also a type of cryptocurrency but not like Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has no control, right? No authority is controlling it. But in CBDC, Central Bank's Digital Currency, the RBI will thoroughly monitor whatever transaction that happens, but it is through the blockchain technology this particular CBDC is developed. So what is CBDC in simple term? Central Bank Digital Currency is a pilot project that is launched by RBI in the retail segment, and it has all the components based on blockchain technology. And thus these CBDCs, Central Bank Digital Currencies, they are an online or a digital form of paper currency. And unlike cryptocurrency, they operate in a regulatory vacuum. And now if you see, cryptocurrencies have no legal tender, whereas CBDCs, though they are developed using blockchain technology also, they are having a legal tenders, because their CBDCs are issued and backed by the central government, that is RBI. So now this CBDC is as same as fiat currency, which is having a legal status or a tender, and is exchangeable one-to-one with fiat currency. It is an electronic or e-fiat currency or e-rupee. It is also called as e-rupee. So thus, the digital currency refers to the digital version of Indian rupee. It is also known as digital rupee or e-rupee. And your CBDC is also a part of what? The digital form of paper currency. This is what you should know with regard to CBDC in simple term. Now, having said this, let's get back to the global status of cryptocurrency. We saw what was the legal status of cryptocurrencies in India, but globally it is not the same case. If you see, there are so many countries that have actually accepted cryptocurrency as a legal tender, or let's say they have given a legal status as a whole. So let's see globally, which are the countries that has accepted cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. If you see at present, two countries, El Salvador and CAR, Central African Republic. They are the only two countries in the entire globe where Bitcoin functions as a legal currency. If you see, there are so many other countries that have also taken some steps to recognize and regulate the use of certain cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoins. If you see some countries like Japan and South Korea, they have issued very strict regulations for cryptocurrency exchange. They have not made it a legal currency, but you can use cryptocurrencies in Japan and South Korea, but strict regulations are imposed on the exchange of cryptocurrency. If you see countries or nations like Germany and Switzerland, they have recognized Bitcoin as a legal means of payment but not legal currency. So every country has their own method or way of using Bitcoin. Some gave a legal status, some imposed restriction, some only gave a status called as legal means of payment. If you see certain other countries, including our neighbor China, if you see countries like China and also Russia, they have taken a very cautious approach and have imposed very strong and strict restrictions on the use of cryptocurrency. So this is the legal status of cryptocurrencies across the globe, and also on Indian context as well we discussed. So thus, do you think this cryptocurrency has challenges? Of course it do have, because of the volatility in the nature of the cryptocurrencies. The cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin, the prices are highly volatile. It keeps on changing. So now what happens? It makes it quite difficult for the business to accept it as a form of payment. The next important challenge is regulation. There is no single authority or entity to regulate it. So now it kind of makes it very difficult for the individual or business to know how to legally use such kind of cryptocurrency. The next challenge of using a cryptocurrency is security. Very true. Though we have cryptography, which gives you high-end level of security also, the irony lies here. Cryptocurrency exchanges and wallets are susceptible to hacking attacks. They are quite suspecting it. So which can also result in the loss of funds. One end we are saying that cryptocurrency gives you a high level of security, but at the same time there is always a suspicion with regard to hacking attacks. That is also a challenge of cryptocurrency. Then the next one is scalability and adoption. Scalability is that if you see, not everywhere cryptocurrency is used, so the scalability or the operation is limited. So it makes it difficult for the technology to handle a large number of transactions. And then because of in spite of the growing popularity of cryptocurrencies also, still the adoption rates of using cryptocurrency like Bitcoin is very low. So that is again another challenge that cryptocurrency is facing. In our country, India, if you see, we have developed an alternative to cryptocurrency called as Cbdc, Central Bank Digital Currency. If somebody wants to use the real Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency, then a lot of restrictions imposed, like 30% of tax and all. So automatically what happens? No business and individual would be interested to use cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin in the purest form. Rather, they'll prefer the Cbdc, that is Central Bank Digital Currency, which is again coming under the purview of RBI. Using the same blockchain technology, it has been developed. So now what can we do? So thus a proper usage of such kind of cryptocurrency will enable the investors and the other business entities to carry on the transactions without much of risk. And as far as the country India is concerned, RBI has started a blockchain-based central bank digital currency as a pilot program, hoping that we'll be able to incorporate the technological benefits of blockchain in the form of Cbdc and not cryptocurrency, so that our country is able to have a look into what happens when any such currency transactions are happening. So this is what you should actually know with regard to cryptocurrency in detail. I hope it is very clear for all of you. So don't forget to subscribe Instagram, Telegram, YouTube. Stay tuned for more such informative videos like this. Thank you and Jai Hind.